Brown and Shine, everybody, and welcome to this last session of a full week of the virtual conference that Lead Career has put together for you guys. And today's session is about AI and considering AI as the new brand strategist. So we're going to talk about how AI, human resilience, and trisilience thinking, which is a model that we're going to explain later on, will transform your career, and I will say your life forever. So first of all, I have a question, and I think it's important to start this session with a very, very important fundamental question is, who do you trust more with your brand? To an algorithm or yourself? And think about this question. So please don't answer yet, okay? By the end of this session, this talk, this interaction, I promise to you that the answer may flip you upside down. So keep that in mind. My name is Antonio Lovera. People call me Ann, the little creature. and also people call me the sustainable. I don't play safe. And you will see throughout this presentation that I don't play safe because you're here for a reason. You're here to learn and absorb something that can change you or can help you to transform, evolve, the way that you see AI, the way that you see brand and branding. So basically, I would say that I play real. And this session is all about playing and sharing real stuff from real life. So today, I'm about to burn the old branding playbook. You have here everything about branding. Everybody is an expert about branding. Branding here, branding there. Develop your branding, company branding, branding. But right now, to make it even more complex, we are bringing a new player, a new kid to the block, which is no less than AI. So AI will fuel fire to the whole experience. So keep that in mind throughout this presentation. So I hope that you're ready to get into that, to splash and dive into this amazing experience that we are all about to live. We used to say, brand yourself before someone else does, right? Today is brand yourself before an AI does it better. So the whole equation changed. So today we're gonna get extremely uncomfortable in an individual level because we are going to, grow as an individual and the way that we see AI and the way that we approach branding from a different angle. So let's get uncomfortable, and because that's where growth live. Keep that in mind. If there's no pain, there's no, uncomfort time, there's no growth. So we are going to become extremely uncomfortable during this presentation for good. So welcome to Lead. And as I say, this is the last session of 3 days virtual conference. And here, with this conference, as you have seen and witnessed, we don't polish resume. I mean, we are not here just to do like a little makeup. We are here, and all the presenters, the people like myself, have been presenting different topics for different angles. We are here to forge legacies. We are here to change the game, not simply just being a speaker presenting a topic and that's it. So if you don't believe my assumption, let's use data, because data is what it is. There are facts. It's hard to hide. So what if I told you that by 2030, which is just only 5 years down the road, 90% of brand interactions will be mediated by AI. 90%. Now, the worst part is 80% of the leaders today, as we speak, still lack of AI brand strategy. In other words, not only 90% of all interactions going to be ruled and driven by AI, but in top of that, 80% of the what we call leaders, including ourselves, in every, across the board industries, scenarios, just only 80% of them, they have a lack of understanding how to work and use and deal with AI. So that's a fundamental topic that has to be, addressed by us, and we are going to address this today. Okay? So I invited you today to break the myth. Let's do it. So guess what? AI is not replacing your job. Actually, AI is revealing your potential. It's not coming for your job. Again, it's going to help your potential to brighten and shine. So when I first used ChatGPT, I remember I asked ChatGPT to write my bio. He's trying to deal with AI, just to learn the ropes, to see, okay, who you are, let me tell you who I am, and, trying to get into, familiarize with ChatGPT and AI interaction. And I was, to be honest, flatter than a tortilla. Um, but because, kind of a, like a aha moment, but also it showed me something fundamental and important that I would like to share with you. It mirrored my blind spot. So basically, instead of, you know, fighting against me, was like a wow, now I see, it's like seeing myself in the mirror, and say, oh, who's this guy? Wow. And start seeing myself from a different angle. And I didn't need to replace me. I needed to reflect me. So basically, uh, getting this input from the ChatGPT AI, I start reading myself and I start understanding, okay, so this is me. This is the one that I want to portray to the world. So that's why I start changing my mindset, okay, to be walk away from the defense mode to more like, okay, help me to reflect me, help me to challenge me, and help me to sharpen me. I need that, reflect, challenge, and be sharpened. Because through that process, I don't see you any longer as I'm a competitor, someone who's gonna take over my job, or someone who's gonna, compete against me, but instead being my partner, being my helper, being my assistant, and actually help me to boost the best version of me. So AI doesn't kill creativity, and that's part of it. The myth that is out there. Oh, AI is going to take over me. You're going to think. Instead of me, it's going to be AI thinking. No, 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 no. Don't take this, to the wrong path. AI demands better intentionally. Okay. So in other words, AI is pushing my boundaries, but in the good way. AI is saying, hey, Antonio, you can do better. You can be better. You can come up with a better outcome of this particular challenge. Or if I'm analyzing, like a chart data, then AI is pushing me and say, okay, are we on the same, page? Maybe, let's analyze this data from a different angle. What do you think, Antonio? And then, I communicate with AI. Have you ever heard about the AI agent? That's the new trend. AI, the people who are developing AI as a whole, they understood that, to put a face in top of AI is so hard because there are so many applications, so many apps and platforms based on AI that there's no way. In the past until today, we have some, the closest version of that is when we are dealing with a voice recognition devices like a Alexa, Google, Ziti. So because they are kind of a character within that interaction. So at least we can at least put a name. Maybe not a face because there are devices, but at least a name. So in here it's kind of a challenging because it's like so many moving target and so many apps, so many platforms, AI based or regenerative AI, kind of a content that is overwhelming. But basically it's demanding from me the best. So that's the role of AI in this moment. Okay. So again, stop thinking that it's coming, the wolf is coming to take over my job, to control my life. It's not going to happen if you don't allow it. I mean, it's up to you whether you allow AI to take over your life, about your daily interaction, your way of thinking, or you use AI as a helper, booster, or someone's kind of a coach, trainer, facilitator, and it's good, and smart in some areas that I'm not gonna challenge AI, but also AI has to listen to me, and then I'm gonna feed AI with my thinking, my creative thinking process, and all that stuff, and together the result, the outcome is gonna be better than the sum of the parts. Now, most people ask, how can AI replace what I do? That's a spec question. I mean, everybody, you, me. I mean, we ask how AI can replace what I do. Now, I will suggest that that's a wrong question. I mean, the real question should be, how can AI expand? You see, we changed the approach. Expand what I stand for without, this is important, compromising who I am. So again, AI is helping to expand, help me to expand, to scale up, okay, to reach out, to achieve way more, all right, without compromising who I am. It's protecting my DNA, protecting my emotional thinking, my creative approach, the way that I see life, the world, people. So we start building little by little the balance that is needed between AI and the human, that interaction. Now, let's talk about branding, because I mean, a lot of people branding. So again, a lot of people are talking about branding and marketing, and it's like overwhelming, particularly in social media. When you start scrolling and you see like everybody's an expert, a branding expert, a marketing expert. In some point you see all you see is blah 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 blah. It's like a noise. No. So let's define branding. Okay. First of all, branding is not about logo. I mean, even though the logo, the visual component of a brand is extremely important and is a part of the brand development process, it's not the whole. Branding is about language, leadership, and mostly legacy. And this is important because today we're talking about, okay, if I'm going to allow AI to become my new brand strategist. First of all, I have to fully understand how can I deal and how I, approach branding as a concept. So when I interacting with I know exactly what to expect from the AI, and also together we are going to build in top of that foundational elements that we have. So AI also doesn't take away from that. If we have to use like a short expression, a definition, AI turbocharge what we do. That's the beauty. I mean, boring, repetitive process, AI is the best of the best, boom, 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 sequence, redundancy is fine with AI. AI loves to repeat processes because it's based on logarithm, and those logarithms are mathematical perfect. So, to analyze data, to, enter data from point A to point B, is perfect. Why? It's simple because, the nature of AI is based on technology, and it's the system in place where take some data, compare and based on, you know, functionality or instruction, generate something else. So AI is good at that, but AI is not good at discerning. It's not good at discerning things in life. Okay, so we have to think of AI as a megaphone. Think about that megaphone. Okay, huge classic megaphone. It doesn't write you song. I mean, you start singing or yelling, and but the megaphone by itself is not generating what is going out of the device. Okay, it just makes sure that the message, your voice, the song, goes and amplified, and the whole stadium, you know, listen and hear what you're singing, what you're saying. That's it. But the megaphone by itself doesn't generate and produce, the message. And this is a fundamental approach for this concern about, again, it's gonna take over. So I'm not going to do anything because AI is going to do everything. That's not the case. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, like every other organization or people in our industry, at Whole Branding, which is the company that I work for, um, we, after being exposed to all this AI dynamic, and because we are part of a marketing and branding industry, so the way that we naturally include AI into our day-to-day activity operation, and the way that we generate and produce you know services and products to our partners, our clients. So we put together something called Tri-Silience. Okay, and this is how we, Whole Branding, see this build, this way of the ecosystem where AI and the human interactions are dealing in the day-to-day dynamic in order to generate, produce X something else, right? So let's talk about Tri-Silience as a model, because I mean, I'm pretty sure that you haven't heard about that model before. That model has three main components. The main components are the self-sustainability. Okay. The second component of our Tri-Silience model is emotional prosperity. And the third one, which is the trilogy, is environmental equity. So, and this model, again, humbly, we put this together to justify how we should approach AI with every single component in our life. And so we narrow down everything into these three components. Okay. So regarding about self-sustainability, you have to consider that you are your own growth engine. Okay. So your worries, your concerns, let them fly. Okay. You are your own growth engine in this model approach, Tri-Silience approach. Okay. AI for our model is just a copilot. And don't take me wrong, copilot doesn't mean that's not important. It's as important as a pilot, because if something happened to the pilot, think about it. You're in the fly from New York to LA, and then right in the middle of the fly, something happened with the pilot, got a heart attack, and guess what? The second in charge beside the pilot is the co-pilot. And the co-pilot is able to safely land the plane after the pilot got a heart attack, and hopefully put everybody's on ground, and nothing happened, but just only of course the pilot heart attack, but it's not go beyond that. So but while they're flying, usually the co-pilot is right there, is backing up all the activity made by the pilot, exchanging some data, when they're checking the instrument, being sure that everything's fine, even with the computer system, all system, they also, kind of at the same level, okay? But there's a clear role. The pilot is in charge of the whole plane, passengers, and the crew, okay? And the co-pilot is, if something arrives, or if the pilot or the crew has, needs some kind of a interaction, feedback, then the co-pilot jump in and, is in charge, from that moment on. So keep that in mind. Now, emotional prosperity, according to the Tri-Silience model, basically use AI to reclaim time. And this is important because for the first time since the inception of internet, we're really gonna have time, or at least we're gonna recover from the 24 hours that we have daily. We're gonna start recovering and reclaim time to do what? First of all, peace of mind. Peace of mind. We're gonna get, again, okay, so calm down. It's a peace of mind, so I don't have to deal and negotiate with 20 moving targets because my Paul AI is going to help me to take care of these 2, 3, 4 tasks. And when I need his help or her help, I'm gonna, spend some time, back and forth between the AI and myself. I'm gonna feed, okay, through the prompts properly with the right expectation. I have to define my expectation, and then I'm gonna get back, according to the AI, what the system, the AI think, and then we engage, okay, in the back and forth until I have what I want, right? Now, also, beside regaining and reclaiming time and peace of mind, gosh, the most important, we're gonna reclaim the creative fire that we have, every single of you have, okay? This ability to discern every single problem that is around us as a humanity. Forget about us as an individual. It's a humanity that is in stake right now. So we're gonna recover, take more time to think about the very fundamental things, to grab the real challenge and to spend time and resources and everything what is needed to solve those challenges or process and convert them into opportunities. But that's the emotional prosperity, because we are getting back to square one where we are in perfect balance. Okay, so our mental, physical, emotional balance is in place because we are getting some time back to the pocket, to our life, and then the peace of mind that we need. So the noise and the overwhelming, we left them apart, and then we're gonna use that time through the peace of mind, okay, and based on the balance that I gain finally, to be focused in what things really matters, okay. So keep that in mind. The third component, as I mentioned before, is environmental equity. So what it means with environmental equity? Well, AI is power. That's a different topic for a different conversation, different presentation, but AI is power, okay? So it's consuming a lot of power, by the way, but let's talk about AI and the functionality. But is power, now in this case, not the physical power, the energy power, but the ability, the capacity that the AI has, what? To generate something, an outcome, a content, right? So that power is as the ability to that content and that's outcome to be shared. So in other words, AI is doing what internet did like probably 20 years ago. I remember that we say that whole branding that internet democratized knowledge. Okay, that's true. I mean, with the inception of the internet, it's not like I know you don't know. It's over. I mean, if I have internet connection, a cell phone, a computer, whatever, I gonna go and search by myself and find the information. That's for sure. So finally, information reach a point where it's a real, you know, democratization of knowledge. Today, AI, according to us, to whole branding, AI, as internet did 2 decades ago, now AI is doing it for what? For the technology. So basically, it's democratizing technology, democratizing the access to resources. In which way? Well, you see it today. With AI, I don't have to be an IT guy. I'm a computer science engineer, okay? One of my careers. But if I don't have the skills, today, with the help and support of AI, I can produce and generate my own application. Just to say the least, an application, I can develop whatever I want. And without having a zero knowledge and skills in technology, in coding, programming. So if I'm not a lawyer, but I need to put together like a document, right? A legal document with the help of my pal AI, I can not only come in out with a decent document, I can make it almost perfect, because I can, with the help of AI, revisit the document, add some criteria and consideration to customize that document in the way that become the best document that I can produce or get to my needs. All right. So now that we know these three components, self-sustainability, emotional prosperity, and environmental equity, where the AI and human beings are interacting, I'm thinking of if AI can help amplify anyone, shouldn't we use AI to uplift voices and that never had a platform? Think about it. Now, we start now seeing that it's no longer my enemy. AI is no longer my enemy, but an ally. And also, beside an ally, can help me to boost, to amplify voices, projects, things that they have been out there forever or they're entering the market, the industry, the community, but because of lack of resources, lack of support, manpower, they haven't achieved or make any progress because of that limitation. Well, guess what? That times is over. Those times where we were thinking those limitations, they're over. So we have to also consider that this is not only bringing a challenge, but also is bringing to us a lot of opportunity. And I want you to think and to see it, how this is changing the game's rules. Now, based on the title of this session, this presentation, if we assume that AI is going to become our personal brand strategies, let's keep asking ourselves why, right? Well, first of all, AI understand data in a way that nothing and nobody else can do it. It's a fact. It's not today, no, with AI has been proven since the inception of technology, internet, and automation and computers. So it's ridiculous to compare us with the speed and accuracy that technology has achieved lately, particularly lately, is without discussion. So, but that's one part of the equation. Now, the second part of the equation are us. Okay, we, human beings, the people, we understand the most important element in the whole equation: other people, the people who are receiving what we are putting together, generating, producing with AI. And we're going to be in some point the same. We're going to be the recipient of things that have been produced, generated, and putting together by someone else's with the help of AIs or any other type of system. So now, what if we can put together, let's use common sense, okay? Win-win approach. So we bring AI, we brought ourselves to the whole equation, and together, think about it, we can become unstoppable. We can become invincible, because, the best of the both worlds are being merged, and working together. Now, and let's use data because again, oh yeah, that sounds great, but that's what you say. Well, it's not what I say. And let me use some data that is going to reinforce what I'm saying. In a recent survey, and this is something about 23% of people in my industry, marketers, brand developers, accept, because I have to admit that that a content written by AI were made by AI or the human. In other words, they say that if the content has been developed um, or created by AI, and if someone find out that that was written by AI or an intern, let's put it that way, someone's gonna get fired. Okay, seems like uh, we have created this because of a lack of an understanding about AI, you know, inception, how we're going to deal with them. So now we are in defense mode. So whatever is related to AI, we're going to start turning down because we think that, AI is close to me, is approaching, is a wolf. So then, our response to that in our, uh, job sites and at work and even at home, it's kind of a in defense mode because of that, it's no, it's, I mean, you don't know what you don't know. But it's important because, I mean, uh, just only a minority of the people have a full understanding the reality of this interaction and how can we really get something really good in terms of outcome, and understanding that it's not you win, I lose, or I win, you lose, is we are winning together. Okay, so this is extremely important to understand. How we're gonna proceed. Okay, with this. Okay, I accept that AI is important. It's not the bad boy. It's not the monster. So okay, let me embrace. So now it's time to embrace this acceptance. Okay. Now we can list a lot of ways that AI is reshaping how we work in branding, but I will highlight probably three that are really fundamental and they're really impacting the way that we are dealing with AI and branding. And the first one is hyper personalization. This is a must. Hyper personalization is we fully understand that we speak to people, not at them. With hyper-personalization, we speak to them, not at them. Now, the second uh, important way of AI is definitely reshaping branding is the predictive nature of the insights. So, in other words, we can anticipate before people behavior before they articulate. So that's one of the things, because I mean, if we have access to data, okay, historic data through AI, we can start analyzing, the trends and analyzing human insight and behavior. So naturally, we can predict, we can, anticipate at least, some trends, some directions, some paths. So again, so that's going to give us an advantage because we can anticipate things, scenarios, situations, numbers that are not happening right now, but that may have a chance to happen down the road in this near future, etc. So that's the second one. And the third way that I think that's fundamentally, AI is reshaping is the ability to scale authenticity. And this is important because, believe it or not, through the help of AI, we can stay 100% human, 100% human. But at the same time, we can broadcast that message, that content at scale. So in other words, it's what we call at whole branding the boosters. AI is helping us to build those boosters. To polish. What we have, to improve, to enhance. That's pretty much. It's not by itself doing it or changing it, but with their help, we can do it. We are the one who are gonna do it. So definitely, I mean, and there's so many ways that AI is transforming, but these three, I do believe that there's the one, and this is how we see that you go from chasing clients, chasing employees, if you're looking for a job, or if you're looking for a client, chasing them to attract them. Okay? So it's changing the approach, the plan, the whole strategy, but for good. Now, I know that in theory, all of us, we went to school and you say, what the heck, Antonio? I mean, that's wrong. 1 plus 1 is 11. What are you talking about? Well, with AI, anything is possible. And even AI is changing how we see and approach math. No, just kidding. Um, that simple question uh, 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 is how we combine human and AI. So instead of being 2, 1 plus 1 is become 11 because we are boosting stuff. Now, what you bring to this equation, okay, with the human, you bring empathy, you bring the ethic, which is really important, and you bring discern, you bring imagination, you bring creativity, our ability to connect dots in a way that not even the best machine in the world can do it. Because we are imperfect. As a human, we are so close to being perfect that that by itself makes us perfect. All right? So, what does AI bring to this party? Speed, as I mentioned, okay? Repetitive process automation in a way that nobody can compete. Precision. So accuracy, to have accurate data information is one of the best, you know, is one of the strengths. And prediction, because the ability to analyze and process, okay, with high speed data, AI can connect the dots or help us to connect the dots in a way that you have no idea. So it's going to give us, as I say, it's going to give us plenty of room because we are reclaiming, remember the hours that we mentioned before? We are reclaiming the peace of mind, those hours, and what? We're going to transfer those hours to an amazing and the most important experience that we human beings may have, which is become extremely creative, to see problems, to analyze the problem, and come up with solution ideas, opportunities. So we don't have to get caught into repetitive, redundant, and boring processes. Oh, we're gonna leave that to our pal AI. Sorry, AI, we are giving you the dirty part of the work, and we're gonna do the bright and shine part of the work. So together, if you combine these components, we are going to become the storytellers. And this is important. This is a storytelling process that move people, move the employer that you want to pay attention to your skills and abilities because you really want to work in that company. It's gonna move people, your clients out there because your products and your services is gonna change their life forever. You know, it's going to impact how you see, live, eat, sleep, everything. And guess what? It's going to move also the markets, the world, the society, the community, the planet, the way that we see it till today. So keep that in mind. So AI can also, I always say, kind of a joke, like AI can write 100 ads, ads posting in 10 seconds. And none of them will make your mom cry. Why? Because that's our job. I mean, AI can generate, but only one can make mom cry, and it's us. So that shows you that again, we need to each other. It's not one better than the other, but this is clearly how we have to proceed. Now, let's talk about action, and this is important. Now, again, to recap a little bit about the tricyclians, but now as a blueprint, okay? Okay, this is the roadmap. This is the action plan, okay? So, first of all, through the self-sustainability, we're gonna master the basic, okay? We're gonna start, with free, accessible AI tools, and you can start today, and you can become your own catalyst, okay? And this is important. So you can use free tools today. You can start right now. If you already have them, fine. If you don't, we'll recommend you at least three basic, really popular application in AI, which is ChatGPT. All right, Canva. If you need some kind of a help in the visual component, Canva is good. I mean, you don't have to be a professional in this. Even though the people who are, professional in the industry, in the marketing and branding, we use our other tools, but also we from time to time use this one. But Canva is a good one. And also Copy, just again, Copy is going to give you the depth of the ideas and concepts so you can interact. Of course, you have so many, but I would say those three are kind of at the foundational level. So if you master, the interaction, your prompts, with all these three apps, you're good to go in a way that that you can masterize and go to the next level. Now, the second is, with emotional prosperity, you're gonna, as I said, reclaim time and mental space. Keep that in mind. You are going to get, finally, okay, it's like a capsule of time, because those time vampires tasks that I have on a daily basis, repeating things, calculating stuff, writing stuff, and being sure that everything's fine. That's it. It's over. Now is AI responsibility. Okay, now I'm gonna do the fun part, the cool part. So let's AI handle those ugly tasks, and we're gonna be focused in the bright side of the whole thing, which is discerning. Again, as I say, problems, challenges, creativities. I mean, how are we gonna approach things? How can we solve? And we're talking about human and humanity fundamental challenges. We're not talking about, even though the AI can help us to solve things, the daily routine, like in a second, but we're talking about that now, human, we have the duty to approach, fundamental problems, and now we have the time and we have the help to solve those, okay? And of course, that means that innovation is going to be like a daily. So we're going to start generating by ourselves, you know, every single, innovative, solution, products. And so it's going to be the day to day. So be ready, be prepared, because also you're going to be part of that, phenomenon. And the third one, again, the environmental equity. How are we going to achieve the environmental equity? Well, AI is going to make accessible. Why? Because it's democratizing the access to technology. Okay, you don't have to be an expert, a techie guy, in order to start dealing and getting things from AI. So that's hallelujah, because again, it's gonna be your partner in crime, and you just be focused on what you're good at it. Okay, and that. And again, with the ethic, keep in mind that we're gonna, create strategies for, that serve all voices. And when we say all voices, we're talking about that there is a purpose, for the AI insertion in this moment of a humanity. So we have to be ethic, and we have a full responsibility how we're gonna use AI to produce in positive for the humankind, instead of, turning to the wrong direction. So it's fundamental that ethic and those values, we keep it in mind, because we can use AI for the good, definitely, and should be the way, but also you can do it for the bad. So think about it. Now, for the ones that are still procrastinating, I have a bad news for you guys, because I'm gonna turn down the three big lies related to AI that are still today, as we are having this presentation, we are having as a fact. First of all, a lot of people say, "Oh, AI is too complex." Well, guess what? You figure out TikTok filters, you will be fine. I'm telling you. So it's a big excuse, because I mean, I know people, different demographic and generation. I mean, even baby boomers. My mom is 83 years old, and she going social, and let me tell you, she find her way through Instagram, TikTok, and stuff. So guess what? But when I ask mommy, do you know how to do this and that? I say, oh no, I'm too old. And I say, really, mom? No way. I mean, you are 83 and you handle and you deal with this and you find a way. So Give me a break. You can do this. So it's the same with AI, okay? Don't procrastinate and say that, oh, AI is too complex. That's what I'm telling you. AI is your helper. AI is gonna take care and things that you don't have to because you don't know how to do it because you don't want to do it, or even worse, because you don't need to do it. So let's have AI to do on your behalf. The second big lie, oh, AI gonna shadowing me. It's gonna put me, behind the scenes. I'm gonna be under AI. Hey, guys, gonna control my life. The way that I'm thinking, the way that I'm speaking, my thoughts and things. No, that's another big lie. That's not true. Of course, it's happened, but if you train it properly, okay, if you work shoulder to shoulder with AI and you are the one who are leading that interaction, it's never going to happen. Now, if you allow AI to take control, guess what? AI is good at that. AI, just say, AI do this and that, and AI is going to do it. That's for sure. So be sure that whatever you are leading, or the way that you're leading AI, and the way that you are using your prompt to communicate properly with AI, is the type of prompt and content that you are feel extremely comfortable. If not, let AI know that you don't want it, and AI is going to start adjusting in real time that particular interaction. And the third big lie that just to complete, the whole craziness is, oh, this is for the people who are in denial. People say, well, you know what? No, AI is not for my industry. Oh, I'm a farmer. I don't need that. Really? Okay. No, I'm a photographer. I remember, people that I know in my industry. No, I'm a photographer. AI is never gonna touch and, even approach close to my profession and what I'm doing. Now they're crying. Why? Because again, it's not a matter of, okay, should I consider AI in my life, in my industry, in my career, in my profession, at work? That's not an option. It's mandatory because if you don't do it, someone else is going to do it. If you're a company, products and services, it's going to be your competitor. At this moment, they are working hard to learn the ropes and try to understand how to deal with AI and how to get as much as they can while you are still thinking, oh, I'm not sure if AI, if we need it in my industry. Don't procrastinate, okay? Turn down all these three questions and lies and transform them into opportunities. So that's going to be, okay, the next point in this presentation. So as you know, no excuses, okay? So it's simple, okay? We're gonna, this is the thing, okay? Let me roll up my sleeves. So it's simple, okay? First of all, three suggestions. Install, download ChatGPT. ChatGPT is good. It's good at everything, but let's say this use for now for as a ideation. So you can come up with ideas. You can ask, and request from AI to bring some kind of a talking points or whatever. Also, you can use a ChatGPT for content creation. You come up with a topic, okay, matters, and then you say, hey, ChatGPT, and then help me to come up with some kind of a areas of this topic, and ChatGPT is the best of the best to do that. And actually to brainstorm, if you are working solo mode by yourself, happen a lot, very frequently with people like myself. We are in the creative arena. Sorry. So sometimes the creative process is so individual that you are into yourself. So, but sometimes you need to pinpoint those ideas, those concepts with someone else's. And guess what? It's happening in 2 a.m. Nobody's awake. Everybody's sleeping. So guess what? AI, your pal, your friend, is going to be there at 2 a.m., 9 a.m., 9 p.m., you name it, AI is going to be there. So you can engage with a healthy and productive discussion with AI about a particular topic. So you can brainstorm and think, what do you think about this idea? He's going to respond, and you are engaging with them, okay? But you're always leading, controlling the narrative, the dynamic. Never ever allow AI to do it, okay? Canvas, that's a good one for people who are visual oriented, who are visual individuals, who prefer to see images, element, photos, graphic, and then Canva is one of the most popular. So you can design stuff, do branding, storytelling, you name it. But again, for basic level is a good entry level using Canvas for the visual kind of individuals. And copy is the third one that I recommend. That is good, for copy, generating copy, call to action. Okay, it's more like it's more like oriented to the thought. It's more like the reading component more than the conceptual component. So with all these three, you are good to go. Okay, so I remember that the return on investment with these three, in 30 minutes you can come up with a 3 brand post. Okay, this is important. One newsletter draft and even one video script. I mean, that happened really fast if you work very close with AI and know exactly what you are expecting from AI, so you can become extremely productive. Okay, now you can imagine at this moment, again, I'm a very visual. Okay, be patient, very visual. So imagine for a second that if your AI content, the content that you're putting together with AI, the calendar work harder than your entire intern team. Okay, so in other words, thinking for a moment like AI content calendar is extremely more productive and effective than your entire team. And the positive things, they don't drink coffee. I mean, AI, as far as I know, they don't drink coffee. So keep that in mind, that it's not only you are boosting, you are scaling up your ability to produce, but a lot of headaches and turn downs, things that are happening in the real life, you're going to have control of those. So if you want them still in your life, more than happy to leave them and keep them in your life. But if you are, don't want to deal with those nonsenses, this is the time, because AI is going to help you to get rid of those. Okay, so this is a good starting with these three tools. Now, to give you some direction in the process of entering the AI craziness, we have a kind of an action plan that we put together for Tricillion people, the people who are learning about our model, how to learn the ropes. It's kind of a journey. Okay, so basically we set like a 30 days journey when you implement this action plan, and the idea is just to have AI enhancing your personal brand. Okay, this is a challenge. So basically we break this in 4 weeks. Okay, in the first week you test and thinker. Okay. Second week, you build and you post. The third week, you reflect and you fix, you revisit. And the fourth week, you mentor and then you lead. Okay. That's pretty much, now how you, explore, okay, how you test and thinker in the first week. Well, guess what? You have to learn, you have to try, experiment. Remember when we were at school in chemistry and we were putting together different, things, and then you see something explode? Well, guess what? Go back. Go back to those times, have fun, explore, try, make mistake, because AI is not going to judge you. So make mistake, okay? So the second week, now that you already learn and do a lot of a mess around it, so now it's time to AI tools. Okay, you bring the AI tools and you can start creating some test project. So pick something that maybe could be one of your hobby, or think about something that you like. So, or you have some kind of a knowledge. So that's going to be kind of a challenge, because now you're going to challenge AI because you know about that topic. So you can bring that concept, and then you can start working on posts, graphic, emails. So you start working with these three, AI base tools, and then you can build and apply what you have learned and experiment in the first week. Okay, so that's pretty much. In the third week, of course, now it's time to be more mature in the process. Okay, it's more like, okay, I know that I mess around, and I know that I pick this topic, and I see that I'm being challenged and challenge AI. So now I'm start finally putting something together. So let me polish, let me fix the things that are not good into the process. So that's going to happen in the third week. Okay, because I mean, it's all about reflecting, it's about optimizing. So how can I improve things? Maybe the outcome of that interaction is not as good as I was thinking. Maybe have to recalibrate, the interaction, the prompt, the instruction to the AI. So I'm gonna get into a point where I start feeling, wow, the butterfly effect, that you start feeling butterfly in your stomach. We, the creative people, we feel it when we are in top of a great idea. Boom, we feel that in our belly. So I want you to feel that, in the third week, when you already are start controlling that interaction between you and AI, and you are leading the process, and you are the one who are saying, hey, AI, no, that's not enough, AI, I need this from you, AI. So you are directing AI to get what you want. Okay, so in the 4 week, it's mostly okay. Seems like I know I learned the ropes, so now you have to be more deep. Okay, so basically you adjust the tone of the message, the strategy. So mostly it's like, okay, you are expanding, you are now feel confident, and you are comfortable. Now it's time for you to start really, really creating. Okay, now at that moment you feel like, okay, I can start building and creating by myself with the help of AI. No AI creating and building, and I'm chasing, AI to be sure that I'm not losing control. So at the 4 week, you are done. So you can mentor someone in your network. Now you can organically propagate, the AI effects, but with the right way. Because now it's not, oh, the monster, the wolf is coming. No, it's another kid in the block that is coming. It's a helper. Nice meeting you, AI. Join us. Boom. Let's work together. Go to action. Okay, that should be the way that we see in this first 30 days trial, and no dying in the process. Now, we're almost done here, but I always say that, people say, oh, Antonio, that sounds amazing, sounds great, ooh, but again, people are skeptic, and we have been surrounded of so many noise, today, that in in one point we don't even know what is true, what is a lie, what is doable, what is not. So I always say that, we have to look for validation. Validation is everything here, because it's not I say, you say. So let's say that someone, the third party, can speak by themselves and say, okay, you know what, you're wrong, you're right, or you're wrong, and I'm right. So I guess, it's a case study. So I can tell you, and this is important, because we're talking about people looking for the next chapter in their life, or your next job, or your next stage in life. So, and so this individual is a person that felt the same. Had this wow, I'm concerned about AI. I'm traditional, old schooler, linear, which is fine. We came, all of us came from the same source. So now, he, based on his own words, scattered, overwhelmed, unheard, it's kind of a victim of the process, because again, we as a human felt overwhelmed. Now, once they entering the Trisilience journey, and we join them and we walk them through the process, okay, coaching them, facilitating, with everything that is available, basically the process, the approach, the tools, and everything. That individual reached a point when he changed. He flipped the whole, feelings. So from being scared and worried, overwhelmed, and unheard, now he feel today that his voice has been sharpened. So it's sharp. It's like a knife, It's cutting things, because now he's so clear into his own reflection. Okay. Remember at the beginning of the session, I'm talking about the self-reflection in the mirror. You have to see AI that way. Okay. So you can see the best version of yourself in front of you. Now, he also feel like his message back in time was diluted, okay, for all this kind of a bombarding or overwhelming dynamic. Well, now his message is amplified, solid, okay, robust, clear, all right? And of course, if you have a voice which is really sharp, a clear message, okay, and amplify the message, the outcome, what do you expect as an outcome? Of course, the results are real, solid, undeniable. Okay, so in numbers, he went from zero to a lot, meaning 4 time engagement, He wasn't looking particular jobs. Okay, he was looking for a job. It's been for almost 9 months, trying, no response. I mean, that was extremely frustrating for him. So basically, after being exposed to resilience and our coaching approach, now he got, in a week, just in a week, he got 4 times amount of engagement between him and the potential employers. And also, to make him even better, he got a specific two precise and firm offers, job offers, okay, in a week. And the most important, more than the two offers and the amount of engagement, he his name is Peter. He see today his future, one unique future clearly. Like, doesn't matter what happened, whether he's gonna take one of the two offers or no, maybe he's gonna continue looking around to find. Peter changed the whole mindset today. He's more confident. He's more like a, self, he feels all more self-sufficient. So he can do a lot of things that, in the past he never ever tried because he was scared. So that's the beauty. Okay. So Peter is a good example of what you can become today, if you properly use, you approach, properly the AI human interaction, learn the rope how to, come up with, this interaction with the AI with the proper, prompts and instruction, and mostly to protect your integrity as a human being, as a self person. So that's going to be key for the process. So if you're ready to do that, you're in the right path. Now, just to wrap up the presentation, whole branding, our company, we so proud of, consider ourselves an organization, not only as an organization, but in the individual level, that we give back to the community as much as we can based on what we have received. We are so lucky that, that, we feel like this is a duty, a commitment that we have to, uh, you know fulfill. And the reason why is, it's a that we have to, and we know that, as many people out there that are being exposed to this and learn the process and learn, how to navigate into this, phenomenon, it's going to be less painful, it's going to be more productive. At the end of the day, it's going to be better for the humanity. So that's the reason why we are offering today five free Trizillion AI strategy session. And I say free because, I mean, it sounds like we are promoting and selling you something. We are not selling anything today. We are giving away 5 Trizillion AI strategy sessions, okay? Because we decide to give them away. So there's no pitch, there's no fluff. It's just you, okay? You in an individual session with me and the next level, okay? So I encourage you just to take advantage of this offer, because you don't have anything to lose and you have everything to gain. So the first 5 people, at the end of the presentation, we are putting there our contact information, the website, email, my name, so you can search, look up about me, and you're gonna find, and then, you can reach me, and you can start one of those 5 sessions. And so you can message me today, tomorrow, whenever you feel that you are ready. But let me tell you something, and this is a reflection. The future doesn't wait. I mean, again, remember that we talked about procrastinating a few slides ago? I mean, if you still are thinking, oh, I'm not so sure, hey, you are wrong, and you have an issue. Because, I mean, if someone is offering you 5 free sessions, you don't have to pay anything, and that's going to help you to learn and improve your today's, that's no brainer. Just go and get it. All right. So that's my piece of advice. Because, I mean, I guess that, if the future is not waiting for you, I don't think that you want to wait. Not even for the future, not even for other type of phenomenon beyond AI. So I encourage you to contact us, at your earliest convenience. I'm more than happy to give you that, guidance and support that you are looking for. So to recap, all right, with this journey with Trizillions, um, you can, I will say, future proof not only your career, because that's going to be kind of a one area, you can future proof your life. Okay. I believe that you already have clear that you're not competing with AI. You're not being replaced by AI. What you are happening is you are being challenged to rise. Okay. Oh yeah, that's happening. You are being challenged by AI to raise. And my last reflection is, this is the time we're living the time of AI enhanced human. Okay. Um, we have to use those tools. Now it's AI, who knows tomorrow? But my piece of advice is, we have to be open, candid, even candid sometimes, to receive all these new tools, dynamics, trends. Of course, having an ethic approach and values clear and solid, robust in front of us. So we are going to go after the right path, not the wrong one. But that's going to boost, we have to approach this with hard values and vision. You know, we have, this is a time of a humankind, the humanity that you're going to remember forever, even the next generation. So be sure that you have, and the level of the challenge and the responsibility and the call. All right, because that's the only way that we're going to prevail as a species. So keep that in mind. And this is fundamental, even philosophical, wrapping up process of the presentation, because it's there. If you don't approach this with that fundamental philosophical approach, you are missing 90% of what AI means to us today. And for those that I probably joined the presentation later, hey, I'm Ann Lovera. We are here humbly just to help you to fully understand the impact of AI. How can we use AI to join forces with AI and having the AI to become our next brand strategist? And you say, well, Antonio, but you shouldn't be worried, right? Because you are a brand developer, you are in the business. I'm not worried because I know that as a creative person, my brain, half of my brain is something that AI is not having yet. So my ability to discern, my creative process, my human imperfect way to connect the dots, that's something that AI is not gonna solve, at least for the upcoming years. So I have an advantage, so I'm using it right now. I'm helping people to fully understand and deal with AI, but at the same time, keeping and saving their human component, just in order to be sure that whatever they're doing it for good. And because we love bonus, there we go. You have not only one, two bonus. The first one is, if you are willing to start and speed up this process, we already upload an amazing, book that is available in Amazon. Uh, I published this book at the end of the last year called Branding 2.0. Basically, it's the dilemma that we are facing today, but it's in the book. That book is not because I wrote it, but the book is very, hands-on. So it's not only reading content, the theoretical component, but also the practical hands-on component. So with the book, you can, learn and also implement and execute what you are learning from the book. And it's those aha moment when you say, wow. So you're going to start changing the way that you see today's innovation, to see AI and the involvement of AI in our life. And you're going to start feeling more confident and secure about how you're going to proceed and how you're going to, more than react, how you're going to proact, facing this trend. So there's a QR code right there, so you can scan it with your cell phone. It's free for the people who are using it. So being in this presentation is free, so you can scan the QR code and you can download the ebook version of my book. But if you want more like the hard copy on the soft cover, feel free to look for the book in Amazon. They're across different vendors, but Amazon is the most popular, I guess. So you can go there and get your copy. You will not regret getting this amazing call to action piece of reading. And the second one is kind of a the how we call it is the Tricilian action toolkit. So basically, it's in a nutshell. We are explaining to you the journey that you have to face and how you're going to deal with that journey, but in the step-by-step process. So that's another freebie. You don't have to pay anything. All you have to do is scan the left side of the two QR code. The one in the left, that's the one for the Tricilians, okay? AI action toolkit. And the QR code in the right is the one that you can use to download the ebook version of my book. So again, thank you very much. I hope that you're like, and you see, that the content and this presentation at least is opening, your ability to see beyond and inspiring you to do something and be part of the evolution and the transformation that we are in. And wish you the best. And remember, brand and shine. Always, never be a shadow or behind someone else's. Bye bye. Take care.